All right. So today's topic, we are going to continue with the sheets filter. Okay. So in the last session, we have seen how to use dimensions and measures into views in terms of filters. Let's create an example for the same just for revision. So let's say we are creating a view where we have got states. And let's say we have got sales with us. Now, what we want is we want the end user to use this view with, let's consider with countries. So I'll drag this country there are two ways to do it. One, I can drag it into the filter shelf and apply the filter. This is one way. Another way is just right click it, click on show filter. So here what you're able to see is the filters card. This is called as filters card, where we can call it as like quick filters as well, as we are giving end user a chance to, check in and check out the particular option. Okay. So in this case, what we'll do is, this is also called as interactive filters, where we are giving interaction part to the end user, where he can choose appropriate options, what he wants to see in the visualization. For example, he wants to see only Canada related states. So he can just check mark it here and he can make use of it. Okay. Now, if I make it entire view, now you see here we are able to see all the related Canada states. If I click on United States, so here all the United States related states will start to reflect. Okay. So it is not necessary that you need to bring your dimension into the view and then only you can apply the filter. The fields which you have not applied into the views can also be used as a filter, right? So as we are seeing here, a pop-up window where we have got general wildcard condition and top, right? The same options which we have seen in extract filter and data source filter. So this remains the same. Okay. So where we'll get all these options when we are using a dimension. Okay. Now here we have seen the example of including and excluding the countries from the filters card. Okay. Now let's take a scenario when we are talking about measures. Okay. Let's consider I've got my sales and profit to showcase for subcategory view. So when I control and click all these three, show me will help us which is the suitable charts we can create with the help of two measures and a dimension. If I use this recommended one, that is scatter plot. Now in this view, what I'm able to view is like I'm comparing my sales and profit, but I have gotten criteria where I want to have only those subcategories whose sales is greater than 140K. Okay. 140K. So what I'll do, I'll just drag this subcategory into the filter shelf, click on OK. I can give the condition here and say as like, let's say here, for example, let's say I'm talking about sales over here and greater than what I want, 140K. So it becomes, right, greater than 140. Load and check, click on apply and OK. See, there is only one which is going more than greater than 140. This is how you're going to apply the conditions which you have applied in your extract filter and data source filter. Same way it works here. All right. So you need to practice like different options. Now let's say, what if I want to apply on the sales part and I want to restrict the whole views according to the filter. So whenever I drag a measure into the filter shelf, if you see, I'll get all the aggregations part, right? Let's say I want only the average related stuff, like for sales, average sales. If you see, it is going to 28 as an average, right? Range of values. Now, instead of average, if I take it as like sum, next range of values. Let's say this is the starting to end point of your overall sales. So you can set it accordingly. Now, if I say let's only relevant all values in the database, if I take this option and at least, when I say at least, so your maximum value remains as the same. Here you can say like only like at least 10,000. So click on apply and open. Now anything which I'm going to drag, okay, the sales, according to the sales, your fields are going to work. If I say subcategories and sales. See, out of 17, I'm getting only 16 here. Why? As per the expectations, what we want, at least the value should be 10,000. If I remove this, you see right now there are 16. If I remove this, see your fasteners also get added, 8,000. Okay. So this is depending upon your filters applying on a measure cell. Okay. So we have got different options. Yep. So see, when I say all values, I'm not using here sum aggregation. I'm taking individual values of sales of every transaction. Yeah. Previously, see, I'll show once again. When I drag it here, when I say sum, so what is happening here? It is summing up and giving you as a result like 8,532 to 3, right? Getting it. But if I say sales dragging into the filter shelf and all values, all means without aggregation, individual transaction amount would be reflecting. So it depends how you want to apply it. Okay. If you are saying like, I want to know the individual transaction number, right? Where it should be at least, $10 or 10 sales kind of, right? When I say this, apply and okay. See, automatically here, when it is summing up, the numbers got reduced. So to showcase in original, what I'm saying is when you drag a sales, right now, see it is sum. Yeah. So what I can do, if I make it in a form of discrete, so how I'm going to do it is right click, convert to discrete, right? If I convert this into discrete, I have to get my individual value, but still it is giving a sum of sales. So in this case, what I'll do, convert to a dimension. Let's say if I convert into a dimension, if I bring the sales, this is what we are talking about, individual sales value. Now what is happening as what we have applied here, $10. So every transaction, so I'll show you back again here what I'm talking about. So I'm explaining about here your sales individual records. So right now we have got 10,194 rows. So every rows value is reflecting here. Sales value is reflecting in your sheet right now when you are not aggregating, right? If I right click here, edit filter. Yep. So in this case, what I need to do again is if I bring the see now individual sales value, right? So there are the two ways to do it. Now, when I say sales dimension, it is nothing but what? By default, what happens? Your measures when we drag, it is aggregating as sum, by default sum, right? But when we want individual, what we are doing, we are converting into form of dimension. So why dimension? Because what it does, it breaks. It is a discrete form where it will give in a discrete form. If I drag it here and bring it back again, it converts into measure. If I right click and see, convert to a dimension, right? So if I directly drag it here, it becomes a dimension. This becomes when I bring it back, measure. All right. Yes. Now coming to the further part today, we are going to see now the rest of the filters card. We are going to learn in detail about this filters card. Okay. As we know that here in this view, we have got the states over here. Let's create a view where I've got my cities in this place. So I've got 542 cities. Let's take sum of sales. Let's make it descending like highest sales first. All right. Now I want to give an end user interaction through filters. So I'm going to bring this interactive filter. right? Now, by this way, he can choose only the cities related to United States and Canada, correct? Now, apart from this, when you click it, we have got, see, multiple options over here, right? We have got multiple options. Now, in this multiple options, what we are going to use, let's say multiple values drop down. So instead of using the whole list here, we can use a drop down also. It works the same, but the UI, right, it changes, right? So if I say single value list, what does it means? Using individual value at a time only. When I click on all, I'll get the all. When I want to see only Canada, so this is called as radioactive button option, what we are giving. Okay. So multiple value custom list. So where we find this custom list? Under filters card, right? So if I type only, let's say New York. All right. So see, there is no matches because I need to provide the whole name. Let's say New York City. When I ask to search is okay. Country by region. What I'm searching for is searching a city, which is wrong, right? What I need to search in this country. So it says like USA. Still, I'm not able to, right? So what I'm going to type here now, United. So what we are able to understand here, it is case sensitive. See this. I've got this plus symbol here. So I'm using according to my needs. All right. So when I click it over here, we can remove this particular option. All right. So apart from this, we can use wildcard match is available. Multiple values list is available, which is by default when you bring it. Now, what we can do is we can create one more, connectivity of filters over here. What we call as like cascading of filters. What do you mean by cascading is here the view is city by sales. Here we have got country, right? Now, if I bring the state also, right click, show filter. So here we have got now two filters card. One is of country and another one is of state. So the child field, right, as per the hierarchy, it is in visualization. Now, what if I want to choose only United States, and from that United States, I want not all the cities, but only related to this specific one state, right? In that case, what I need to do is, if you see this option called as like, only relevant values and all values in the database. Now, here the selected criteria is what? United States. So here the states are reflecting of what? Canada also and USA also. But if I want to get this connected with this, like parental to child field, I'll click on a child field here with the drill down key. The reversal triangle is called as drill down key. And I'll just click on only relevant values. See, it got reduced, right? Your states got reduced. And here you'll be finding only the states of United States, right? Now, let's say I want to see only of Alabama. So I'll just click on Alabama. I'll get all the cities related to Alabama. Yep. Now, if instead of United States, if I use only Canada, you see, only Canada related states will start to reflect. When I click on all, so these are all cities related to Canada, right? So this is how you can use the cascading of filter. Now, they may ask you like when this option to be used. So especially like, like 2 years or 3 years of experience for, when you go for the interview, they'll ask this kind of questions. When you've got huge data, right? How you're going to reduce the time taken to get the results. That is like to improve the performance. In that case, what you can say is we can use cascading of filters. When one certain particular filter is applied, like for example, here Canada is applied, right? So once you click on Canada, automatically it should cascade and showcase only those related states, or else the processing time increases because it has to unselect all, choose the Canada, and then it has to show the all the states, right? So the best way what we can do is we can turn on one more option where they ask This is the common question. What they ask is how to apply a particular option called as show apply button. So where it comes under customize, you need to go to the customize and click on show apply button. What is this show apply button? Here you see, you're getting this, right? If you uncheck something, until and unless you will not click on apply, it is not going to be applied. Or else what will happen? Your individual clicks are going to work in the backend where it may take huge time, right? So according to you, choose anything. Like for example, let's say I have chosen here United States, click on apply, then it is going to get applied. Now, when I want to choose multiple states, what is going to happen? First, I need to uncheck it. What will happen? Again, it will take time to load and make it 0 here. No cities to reflect. So it is better to apply. Go to the customize, click on show apply button. Here you'll see you'll get it. By this way, it will not start to work immediately after what we want exactly to showcase, like Colorado, Florida, right? Illinois. These are the 3. Click on apply. Once I do this, see, once I click on apply, then only it gets applied over here, right? This is how you're going to use the cascading of filters from the filters card. So we have seen all these individual options. According to our need, we are going to use it. See the single value slider. Single value slider comes into the picture when you have got measures in the place, which will help you to drag your lowest to the highest. How much you want, it will filter it, right? Let's see that example also. Let's go to the new sheet. Let's create a map view now. Let's say country, state, sales, profit. Let's bring it onto the map. Now, profit is in size, which does not make sense. We'll drag it into color and our sales into size. So in this view, we are having all our details of sales and profit for our countries and states, respective states. Now what I'll do, I'll bring this sales, right click and show filter. Now you see by default, I'm getting a slider option over here, right? See, the lowest sales is 132. The maximum sales is 457 according to the states. So if I use this slider now, see, automatically it is filtering out as per your sales starting value. So the starting value is how much now? 50,972. So only those states which are from 50,972 to 457,000, only those will start to reflect over here, right? You can type it also, let's say 10K or yeah, 10,000. When I type it, see it shows from 10K. Lesser than 10,000 will not reflect. Okay, instead of 4,005, I want to see only between 10,000 and 1 lakh. That is 100,000. Press enter. See your threshold. This is your slider where it is starting from 10,000 to 1 lakh. With the help of this, he can choose his criteria or threshold from where and how much you want to view it. By this way, he can analyze easily which are the states which are falling under like 100,000 to maximum that is 457,000. This is with the help of slider. Here also you have got option again. Here you see range of values at least or at most. The same options which we see when you drag it into your filter shell, right? Now again, if you want to see make use of only relevant values, you can just choose it and make use of it. All right. So this is how it works when you're bringing a slider for a measure, which is called as like interactive filter, right? So where you're giving an end user a chance to filter it. All right. So this is how it works for dimensions and measures. Apart from this, right, let's create a scenario and let's build all the sheets connecting your first sheet filter with another sheets. We can do that way also. How? Let's see. Okay. Let's create a view where I've got region and all its related categories with it, and the sales values to it. So here in this view, what we are trying to showcase is the region and category wise sales, right? If you go to the analysis totals, you can bring the subtotals up now, and we'll get finally our right analysis totals and column grand total. Now I'll get my column grand total also. So this is one of my view. All right. Now if I say I want to apply the country here, filter. So I've got my country filter. Now here I'm creating a view where I'm showcasing my overall sales and profit, same what we have shown through the map. All right. For the states and countries. Do the same thing, make it to the size, profit to the column. So one view here we are trying to showcase the region by category with their sum of sales, right? Here in this view, what we are showing here across sales for United States and Canada, correct? With the sum of sales and profit. Now, what I want is, I want to connect this sheet with this particular sheet. What does it mean? When I apply any filter over here, when I say United States, then I'm showing the region and category with the sum of sales of United States. But side by side, here it should showcase only those relevant information what you have applied filter over here, right? So how to do that? Click on this particular, right, filter dimension, go to the apply to the worksheets. See, you have got multiple options, all using related data source, all using this data source, selected worksheets, and only this worksheet. By default, you see right now it is only this worksheet. So this filter is getting applied only to sheet 1. What if I want to make the connectivity with sheet 2 also? In that case, I'll use selected worksheets. So I'll get the sheets available, which I've already created. So for example, here we have created only sheet 1 and 2. So only you see here it is graded out because we have created nothing. Right now it is allowing to apply the changes of filters into sheet 2. See, country by region, order, sample, super stories, your data. Okay. Click on OK. Now, if I turn off Canada, right? When I go back to the sheet 2, you see the effect over here. Right? It automatically got filter. See, I did not apply anything into this filter shell, but automatically you are able to view your country by region into the filter shell, right? So in the previous session, what I said, whatever you apply a filter, it is going to reflect into your filter shell. When you see this icon, what it says applies to the selected worksheets with same data source. Selected worksheets with the same data source. The same thing if I go to sheet 3 now, and if I create another view, let's say category, subcategory, category, and sales, and I'll use my tree map. See, there is nothing getting applied on sheet 3 because we have not had any connectivity between those sheet 3. Yes, but again, if I go back, right click, yeah, apply to the worksheet, selected worksheet. If I click it, now I'll get a chance to apply in the sheet 3 also. Why? This time we have got a view created in sheet 3. If I apply again here, you see what happens. Same thing, it is going to get applied here, and it is going to talk about only those subcategories and sales of United States. What is the use of it? What is the use of this filters, right? When we have got connected, because there are different scenarios where we want to create a whole story related to a specific thing, where we want to show the connectivity and show multiple views with multiple fields bought in there, right? That is we are going to see in dashboards. When you click on dashboard, right, which we are going to learn later, but I want to show you how the changes of this connectivity of filters helps us in our dashboard. Okay. See, when I bring the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So I've got my 3 views over here. Yep. And I see I've got my filters card also here. Right now, if I remove this, see, it affects all your sheets. What is dashboard? Dashboard is made up of sheets where you are able to see all your sheets, what you have dragged into dashboard. Now, if I say only Canada, all the views will start to speak only about Canada, reveal the information only about Canada, right? If I click on United States again, you see, I'll get all my information related to it. Okay. This is the use of your filters when you apply on selected worksheets. Now, what do you mean by another option, which is all using this data source? What do you mean by data source? Right now, here your order sample superstore is your data source. Now, if I go here and choose all using this data source, what is the change? I'll tell you. It remains the same. The symbol changes, but by default, anything you are going to create, the filter is automatically going to get applied. In selected worksheet, what was? It was we, the one who were choosing the sheets. But here, anything I'm going to drag, see, automatically your filter is going to get applied, right? In selected worksheet, what was happening? We have to choose manually that particular sheet. Okay. Why is that? And what is the difference and what is the use of it is? Let's say if I don't want to apply sheets on the rest of the connectivity, in that case, I can keep this as independent, right? Or else I can give independent filters here. As we have given connected here, right? Right? If I make use of like all using this data source, it will that is going to get applied across by default in all the sheets whenever we are going to create from the same data source.
What if we have used connectivity from sheet 1 to sheet 2 and we change the filter in sheet 2? Will it affect them sheet 1 as well?
Obviously, see, as what we have done is we have connected with this particular filter, right? Your question is what you're asking is the same thing. If I apply this worksheet over here, end of the day, you're giving an end user with not with the sheets, especially you're going to give with the dashboard. In the story, if you give with the sheets, in that case, you need to apply your card there, right? Until and unless you're not going to give the interactive card, he will be not be able to work it. Right now, you see. Now you mean to say is if I go to the sheet 2 and if I make the changes over here, whether it is going to apply it in sheet 3 and 1 or not. If I remove this Canada, come back to the sheet 1, the values here will be of, if you see here, see, I'm removing Canada over here. If I go to sheet 1, okay. See, here you are giving multiple cards to him on a specific sheet level, right? The same thing if I bring it on dashboard, see this. See, in this case, what is doing is applying on a single card, it is working, right? Here we are not going to give duplicate again the country by region, right? Getting my point? You are going to give only one countries. Why you are going to duplicate it on your dashboard part? You are not. Yes, it does not make sense giving two filters card with the same country by region, right? So this is when you apply with the all using this data source, right? Or here all using related data source. When you say related data source means, let's say you have got two databases. Right now here we have got one, correct? That is order sample superstore. If I bring one more, click here, Microsoft Excel. Let me go to my data sources. Let's see the downloaded ones. All right. So under Tableau data source, let's see if I have got another. Yes. So you see, I've got one more data source that is global superstore. One is sample superstore. Another one is global superstore. Now what I'm doing is I'm bringing one more my data set, data source that is Excel. Again, it is in Excel form. I'll drag the orders data over here. Now, when I come back to the sheet 4, Let's say I'm applying here the all related data source, the last option. I want to use it. How it works, let's see. So I'm going to sheet 4. Now you see I've got two data sources. Yep. One is sample superstore, which we already had it. Another one is order master data global superstore. Let me try this. See, I've got two data sources. Right. Now what I want here, let's say in this option of apply to the worksheets. Yes. Here I've got all using related data source here. Right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose this option only when both the fields are matching and those are available in both the data sources. The same field. Here, if you check, I've got here I have got the name as like country. Here I've got as country by region. Okay. Now let's see the filter which I have applied here as related data source, whether it will get effect here or not. Okay. From order global superstore, let's say I bring my country and the state over here. Okay. And I'll bring my sales over in size. Okay. So I have created the view from where? Global superstore fields. And here I have created from sample superstore. Now, if I drag this country by region, and if I choose apply filter over here, but this time I'm going to use as the option as related data source. Okay. Now let's see. Show filter. I'll remove the Canada. When I go back to the sheet 4, see it is not affecting here. Why? Why it is not affecting? Because I need to make this particular field. Okay. And here, if I make this as right, rename it. Rename to what? Country space. Let's see if it works. See, it got work. It will match the names. If it is matching, then automatically it will apply your filter here also. That is the difference. See, previously it was showing for all 135 countries as the data was of global. But when I applied related data source and when I changed the field name, same as here. So it has started to what? This is called as linking field. So it started to link from this data source with this. When your field name got similar, right? Same like your foreign keys in SQL. If you have got a common name, right? The same way here it is linking. See this? Right? This is how it works. So these are multiple ways of like applying to the worksheets, right? 4 different options. One is by default. Whenever you drag it, this is only this sheet, right? Second one is selected worksheet. Third is all using this data source and related data, right? So go through this recording, practice it, and send me your Tableau public link once you do it, right? Share your links and upload onto your Tableau public profile. All right. Practice, and any doubts, just ping me. Okay. All right. Thank you.